Okay folks, another found object, a piece of crap, but it looks like it can be utilised, repurposed, made use before of disposal. I think it should be recyclable anyway, as long as it's not too grungy. Let's see how we go with this. I think we're going 400 on this one. Okay, let's see what this is. It is chocolate wrapper for Kinder Surprise, and the picture of a kid on the front. I wonder if we're going to make it straight up and down like so, or we're going to make it across. It's a tough one, folks. Difficult one. But yeah, children love this shit, apparently. You just get the feeling that the marketing is aimed at them. Aggressive, sort of predatory marketing. Not as aggressive as the likes of, Cadbury, where they really start to make it really like something a child would want. I see it as child abuse when advertising is aimed at children. It's just because children don't have naive compared with adults, of course, and it just seems silly, nasty, aiming adverts at children. It just seems almost, in some ways, kind of inappropriate. Now that looks really quite interesting. I think we can move it. I think it's up or down, I'm not sure. I think it's a tough one, folks. But basically, yeah, you just get the feeling that the advertising can be a little bit on the predatory side, and you think that adults should know better than to aim their advertising squarely at children, because it just poses a bit of a moral issue. It just seems so immoral to aim advertisements at children, especially advertisements where children really like toys, for example. So I just get really annoyed that advertising is so aggressive towards children. It's just not fucking funny. Now that looks interesting. I think we can utilise maybe this and enlarge, maybe make that one enlarged. That'll look really interesting. Yeah. So that's that. That's going in the recycle. Some of these things I find on the road, folks, I do find they're really quite grungy and dirty, but I'm running on a low budget, so I have to try and use what I can find as much as I can, and sometimes I have to resort to picking things up off the street in order to fund what I'm doing, because it's really expensive otherwise. I'm not rich. I'm not fucking flushed with dough or cash. I'm not a fucking richo. On the contrary, I'm extremely on the low end of the socio-economic spectrum. It really is difficult dealing with not being able to make money out of what you're doing here. Yeah, just get the feeling this advertising is just so predatory, it's not funny. And that's come up looking quite interesting. I do think I don't like that all that red. It looks ugly. Looks better. I think we'll just leave it as a negative image and maybe enlarge that a little bit more on the vertical, horizontal. Or should I move it across a bit more? I do think maybe we're going to cut off the negative positive stuff. I do think maybe I could just slide it just a fraction across. Just a little bit. Just a tiny smidgy. Without being too smidgy about it, folks. So now we're just going to get rid of all the features associated with the negative positive. Yeah, that looks really quite interesting. I think we moved it across too far. But actually we might enlarge more that way because I like the colour there, but I don't like all that heavy black. I don't know what to do with this one, folks. I've got an idea. But basically, yeah, Kinder Surprise, you just get the feeling it's a bit on the predatory side when it comes to advertising. But advertising is a very low blow when you think about it, folks. It's always out to try and make the last amount of money you can make. And they'll make all sorts of song and dances and promises, all in the name of the love of money, folks. And that's all they're out there for. They're not for anything else but to extract money from people on behalf of the companies that like Kinder Surprise, for example. So they're on there. They're out there to preach. They're like advertisers are a lot like high priests, folks. They're just religious nutters. They're nutters. They're, when you think about it, advertising is nutcase. It's crazy. It's stupid. The things they show, the creative use of images and sound, and all making hypnotic smoke and mirrors load of shit. And they just can't seem to get enough of it, and they get paid a lot of money to do it. I don't understand. I hate advertising, folks. I really do. I used to like it when I was younger. I used to find the song and dances that they made were fascinating and interesting and creative. And now I just couldn't give a flying fuck. This is what I say to advertising, folks. Advertising agencies, go screw yourselves, bitches, you fucking cunts. There you go. Stop picking on little children just so you can make a fucking dollar, bitches. So yeah, what can I say, folks? It's a real religion out there, this stupid love of money, and advertising agencies are indeed the high priests. Well, they seem to be, at least. Anyway, enough about this preaching shit. I think that's come up looking quite a treat. I think we can now call this demo quits.